August 27. The chosen text, Mark chapter 5, 19th verse. Go home to thy friends and tell them how great things the Lord hath done for thee. Oh, that we all might be diligent to be thus faithful stewards of the grace of God and faithful representatives of our great Redeemer, not only witnessing with our lips, but in all the departments of life, testifying that we are now sane, that we have now the spirit of a sound mind, that we love the things that are right and true and noble and good, that we hate and are living in opposition to the things which are sinful and contrary to the mind of the Lord and the ways of the righteousness. Reprint number 3773. Hymn number 118. Amen.
Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're kind of wrestling with a really powerful idea. It comes from a reflective piece called Songs in the Night, dated August 27th.
Right, and it really hangs on that verse from Mark 5.19.
Yeah, go home to thy friends and tell them how great things the Lord hath done for thee. Now, usually when we hear tell, we think speaking, words.
Sure, that's the default.
But what if the biggest message you send isn't spoken? What if it's just lived?
That's a really interesting angle.
Okay, so let's unpack this. Our mission today is to figure out what it really looks like to be a faithful steward of the grace of God.
And a faithful representative of our great Redeemer.
Exactly, but not just with words, right? With a life that sort of shouts conviction.
That's such a vital point, because the source itself, it pushes us immediately beyond just, talking about it. It challenges us to testify not only with our lips, but really in all the departments of life.
All departments. That sounds comprehensive.
It is. Think about it like this. Your whole existence, everything you do, becomes a kind of declaration. It proves you're now sane.
Sane.
Yeah, operating with the spirit of a sound mind. And this isn't just like modern clinical mental health we're talking about.
Okay.
In the way they thought about it then, a sound mind meant this profound spiritual balance.
Yeah.
An integrated self.
Integrated how?
Where your intellect, your emotions, your will, they're all working together in harmony. And they're guided by, moral truth. It's kind of spiritual toughness, really. Resilience.
I see. So it grounds you, gives you certainty.
Precisely.
So it sounds like it's more than just a change of heart then. It's a complete transformation that actually reshapes how you appear, how you act in the world.
Absolutely. A visible, undeniable shift in your whole being. Like you said before, a living billboard for what you believe.
Okay. And the source mentions loving the things that are right and true and noble and good. That part makes me wonder, how do we actually cultivate that? That kind of active love and, discernment, especially when the world often seems to celebrate things that are, pretty superficial or even the opposite.
Yeah, that's the challenge, isn't it? And it's definitely not passive. It's not just a feeling. It's a daily intentional effort, like a gardening.
Gardening.
Yeah, you're actively planting the good stuff, the noble, true, right things, but you also have to be constantly, diligently weeding out what would choke them.
Okay, that makes sense. The weeding out.
Which leads right into the next part. We are living in opposition to the things which are sinful and contrary to the mind of the Lord and the ways of righteousness.
Opposition, that sounds potentially confrontational.
Well, it doesn't necessarily mean being, outwardly judgmental or picking fights. It's more about this unwavering internal commitment.
An internal stance.
Exactly. That then shapes all your external interactions. You build this kind of fortress inside, a firm conviction. And that naturally guides how you respond to things, how you live.
So you're upholding a standard in your own life, and that itself becomes a sort of challenge to, things that aren't aligned with it.
Right. It's a subtle but powerful testimony.
Right.
Less about public shouting, more about private, unshakable alignment.
That distinction feels really important. This idea of testifying in all the departments of life, it really does hit home. What does that look like, practically speaking? Does it mean the exact same integrity when you're at work versus with your family, or even, say, when you're just scrolling online by yourself?
Absolutely, yes. Think of your life like a gem with many facets.
Okay.
Each facet, your job, your family life, how you handle money, your online footprint, even your private thoughts, how you navigate a tough conversation. Each one has to reflect the same light.
Wow. So no compartmentalizing.
None. A real testimony isn't something you just polish up for Sunday. It needs to be durable. It has to shine just as brightly in the boardroom or at the grocery store or, yeah, even when you're alone.
Consistency.
Yeah.
From the public square right down to the private chamber, as the source might put it.
Exactly. The source challenges us to see our entire being as the testament. It's holistic, consistent, showing our beliefs not just by talking, but deeply through our character, our daily actions.
Living with that spirit of a sound mind, aligning our lives, it creates an impact maybe far beyond anything we actually say out loud.
That's the core idea, I think. A lived message is often louder than a spoken one.
It really makes you consider that quiet, almost magnetic power of a life lived with real, unwavering integrity. So here's something for you to think about as you go about your day. A provocative question, maybe. If your life itself were a book someone could read,
Okay.
what unspoken truths would its pages reveal? What story would your actions tell about what you really value? And crucially, would that story match the testimony you think you're presenting to the world?
That's a powerful thought to end on.
That's your deep dive for today, based on reprint 307.3.